We've been anticipating a DEI bill from our state leaders that would echo a resolution that the State Board of Education passed in December to ban DEI positions and centers on Idaho's public university campuses. Well, today, Senator Ben Tays finally did that. He introduced it in front of the Senate State Affairs Committee. Ironic timing, given the leaders of Idaho's public universities. They gave their budget presentations to state leaders this week, and yes, DEI did come up in those discussions. Some lawmakers had questions about former DEI staff positions and whether or not these changes would be saving the colleges any money. Aspen Shumpert dug into it and tells us all about it.
Diversity, equity, and inclusion isn't just top of mind for President Donald Trump, but also for Idaho lawmakers and higher education administrators.
Our colleges should be a place that is centered on the pursuit of truth.
In addition to a bill banning DEI resources on college campuses introduced Friday, leaders of the state's public universities presented their annual budget to the Joint Finance Appropriation Committee this week.
Welcome to the Joint Finance Appropriation Committee. It is Monday, January 27th.
School leaders were asked about their decision to shut down DEI centers at the end of last year.
The need for support services hasn't changed. The students impacted by the changes are now going to be supported through the same office as everybody else.
For the University of Idaho, retaining staff was important.
We have replaced the eliminated positions with new roles designed to serve all students.
Boise State chose to reassign 3 of their 8 DEI staff members to different roles, eliminating the other 5.
We looked at 113 centers from across the country in 30 different states that were student success centers to really understand what was going to help students be successful and to really rethink the model of the university.
Idaho State University also restructured, shifting its 2 positions to other roles while encouraging an increase in student-led groups.
We recognize that student belonging and a sense of community for all of our students is sometimes best driven by students themselves.
Last year's U of I budget included $1.2 million in expenses for DEI programs. Representative Josh Tanner wondered if closing the centers would save money.
Or are you guys going to just redivert the money to something else?
With resources now shifted to creating centers that support all students, President Green says any savings are minimal.
We never seem to have enough to fully support our students as well as we would like.
In the Senate State Affairs Committee today, that bill the university presidents were anticipating was introduced. The bill's sponsor, Senator Tays, suggested it could save the schools $3.8 million, and that's the total that has been allocated to DEI programs at Idaho's 3 public universities. But Joe, today we heard from those universities that just because maybe that money was going to DEI and now it's not, they're still using the money to now support these centers that are supposed to be supporting all students. So taking a look at some of their budget, that doesn't mean necessarily money is saving. Again, you heard President Green say that was minimal, and President Tays' suggestion might be a little off.
And I know that there was, the critics of DEI saying, well, that shouldn't just be put into certain sections for certain students, which is their point. But as you highlighted, that doesn't mean that the resources are not needed at all. So we'll find out which students really need them. We'll have public testimony soon. Thanks,
That's
Aspen.
Right.